Frankenstein begins with an intriguing. In the first scene, you would see the creature. They kind of made us think this creature was very harmful, especially from his voice, how he was like, "Give me Victor, I want Victor." You would feel like it was dangerous and it was going to take everyone off on that ship. But getting deep into the movie and listening to the story, you get to understand that okay, this was quite different from what you kind of assume. The plot of this movie is based off of Victor Frankenstein, who made a creature out of dead body parts of human beings. He already had this idea right when he was a child. He wanted to create something. He felt like there was more to human than being dead. But after making this creature, he felt so jealous of this creature that he wanted to take it out. He didn't really create time to even understand what he has created or even give it a name. And I also felt the creature was not intelligent. Victor Frankenstein, I felt like he didn't really get a heavy justice for what he had done. For that character, it was a lot selfish, bitter, greed. I felt like he didn't really get enough justice for what he had done. A lot of times I was like, I felt like he was wasting a lot of time, having to make a creature. Just felt like he didn't really plan what was to happen to this creature, what he wanted. He just felt like he had the idea, he was obsessed about doing this, but he didn't really think of the aftermath or what happens when this eventually comes. The movie kind of reflected that. Again, by seeing Victor Frankenstein, you understand that he wanted to be an outlier. But at some point, after he had made that creature, how he treated the creature, I just said that this was his dad. Because going from his childhood, he didn't really have a good part. His dad was quite abusive to him. His dad was not the nicest person to him. So he just felt like he had his own creature, and he kind of reflected. He was reflecting what his dad had done to him towards that creature. So at some point, he just felt like he became the beast. He didn't outgrow all of those his childish behavior as an adult. For the creature, however, to be honest, I really enjoyed that character. I felt like the creature had more of good side rather than bad side. I just feel like him being a monster or a beast was some of the unfortunate incidents that I had experienced, going from the wolves, going from people, because when people see him they feel like he's a monster and they just want to strike him, so he just kind of brought a bad side of him. But underneath that is someone timid, lonely, wanted affection, was still trying to discover itself, what it was, after I had discovered after discovering how he had come into being, you would totally see how that he really wanted to discover it, which I really enjoyed how that character was carried by Jacob Elodi, and I really liked how he embodied that character. Seeing that creature, how good it felt, there was a lot of good sides than the bad side. And thank goodness for this movie, we didn't get to see, this typical thing of, just like how I said that Victor kind of had a certain affection towards Lady Elizabeth, his brother William's fiancée to be, William's wife to be. So I kind of love the fact that they didn't give us that story of, two lovers coming together to, go against another lover. Which I like that, she kind of saw through him and she knew the kind of person he was, and she didn't really give him that venue. Even though she led him on at some point, she didn't really, nurture that or really give a room for that to happen, which I like. Guys, the visual, cinematography, stunning. I know this epic movie just felt so nice. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. I love the story. I love Victor's character. I love how he portrayed this selfish, really annoying character, that wanted a lot. I just felt like she should just be allowed in the room, and he had ideas but just didn't know how to execute it where, it was just so chaotic. Each character felt like they had their own chaos happening somewhere, but at some point they still found themselves, So guys, let me know if you've seen Frankenstein. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm going to read this 1 and 8. Follow me for more reviews. Please like this video, continue to watch my reviews, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.